Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Sammy J. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, this episode is specifically focused on thrifting slash bidding slash how can you buy a good camera online. So I'm going to provide a few tips for you here, and I got a good deals on recent ones. And again, learned the hard way. I got some bad ones and I got some good ones, but now. It's not gaming the system or anything. It's just getting your emotions out of it. So anyway, join us on this channel, get some tips and tricks, and hopefully this will inspire you and get you out of trouble from bidding online. See you in a minute. Okay, so where do you get these from? I mean, obviously everybody's going to run to eBay and start checking eBay, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you can go to even Amazon. I've got an AE1 Canon AE1 from Amazon. You'll be surprised. So diversify your options. Don't just stick with one platform. Go to eBay. Go to a local marketplace. Call some camera shops around town. If whichever city or country you live in, you'll be surprised. They might, at least if they don't have them, they might guide you. They say, you know what, there's a photography group here or there, and then you just connect with the like-minded folks, and you even can buy from them, or they will lead you to a platform or to a shop, a local shop, where you can actually get these from. But in general, when bidding, so let's go for bidding before we go thrifting. When you go through bidding on a camera, you want to try to get the emotions out of that. There's two ways of doing it. Number one, look at the camera, research it, and see how much it's selling for in a good condition. And then come back, read the description. If it says as is, untested, you're taking a huge risk. I bought at least 5 untested, and half of them were bad, half of them were good. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. The word untested, it takes all the liability from the seller. You can't just buy something untested and get it and say, oh, it's not working. Again, this is online we're talking. We'll talk about this thrift shop later. So, if it says untested, just keep reading the description. If it says, stock mirror, or, I don't know what kind of batteries it needs. You can, from the description, you can figure out, what, this person is not a camera person, or haven't sold cameras before. So look at seller other items. If you see old clothing, for example, and this is the only camera they're selling, you know what? This person just really doesn't know about cameras, and you can't find the battery or something like that. So you can take a risk on that, and put your maximum amount that you're willing to sell. So let's say that camera sells for $75 or euros, pesos, whichever country you're in. Put the maximum number that you're willing to pay for this camera and move on, and don't keep checking every 5 minutes. That's number one. Number two, if the bid is, let's say, 20, put it at 21. Just put your name in the pool, and leave the auction alone till the last minute. And then the last minute, come in and put your maximum number. Again, this keeps the emotion out of it. If you're gonna watch it and then start increasing, you're gonna end up overpaying. If you're gonna do it otherwise, believe me, you're gonna end up overpaying for that. That's number one. Number two, if you want to save yourself the headache of this roller coaster, usually it is a roller coaster. Believe me, there's a lot of people, either buying and selling these, or they're just buying these cameras because they in a few years, if you're interested in this 35mm camera business, hobby, etc., I'll say in a few years, you're not gonna find the good ones. It's impossible. Like I said, if you find a good one, it says tested, tested. Ask the question, contact the seller. Say, what do you mean by tested? Is it tested with film? Did you just put batteries in there and make sure the light meter work. Is it the lens is tested? Ask them questions. That's okay. If it seems like the seller doesn't know or doesn't answer you, I say move away from that. But the word tested means a lot. When I test cameras, I test them with film. I put the batteries in there. I check everything. So be aware of that, and then look at the seller ratings and see how many cameras he sold. Maybe they are selling clothing and he only sold 1 or 2 cameras. Again, just in general, full qualification. Buying online, there is risk. 100%, there is risk. Buying from a shop, I think it's a better option for you for you live or whatever country you're in. If you can go to a shop and actually see the camera, you might pay 50% more, but at least you're holding the camera. Again, buying online is not that bad nowadays. Again, 99% of the stuff you see behind me, I bought online. But again, I tested myself, even if it says tested, when I buy them, again, subscribe to the channel. I put a video on how to actually test and clean the cameras. I test them, I put film in them. I just go through the whole A through Z testing myself, check all the dials, put film in it, check the light meter, blah, blah, blah. If not working, I return it. Even if it says seller does not accept returns. Just submit the return request, and believe me, 99.9% people don't want bad reviews. They will take it back. So next, you can buy warranty with it. Also, Amazon and other platforms, even though it's used and it's 35mm cameras, you see $9.99, $14.99. Most of the time it's below $20. You can get extended warranty for a year. So get it, use it, in 3-4 months, if it breaks on you, guess what? Boom, you return it, you get your full money back. Actually, they're gonna let you keep the camera. They can't fix it. It happened to me. You say, keep the camera, and here's a full refund. What did you do? You got an enjoyment of 1 year of that. But again, if after 90 days this thing is working, guess what? It's gonna work. These things are mechanical and they're gonna last forever. So if you're into this 35mm, now's the time to get a good one. Believe me, go look online. I mean, it's trash. I mean, 50 to 75% what people are selling is like untested, broken this, broken that, and it's just nothing good out there anymore. If you don't want to deal with vintage cameras, you got the Pentax 17. Again, follow the channel. I got a whole video on 3-4 born 35mm cameras in 2024, 2025, and 2026, even 2027, 2028. So this year, last year, and the next 3 years, there's brand spanking new cameras, kind of the Rode autofocus. So there are, if you want something in the 300 to 400 up to 800, the Rode autofocus 35mm cameras, I think it's about $800. There are cameras, zero headache, full warranty, boom. So go for that. Again, different strokes for different flows, what you're looking for. If you want vintage, you have to spend the time and effort. Don't just, buy something and expect it to work from day one, even though it says tested. Next is the fun part of this. When you're buying these, even the purchasing experience is fun, because believe it or not, you're learning along the way. It's like you watching this video. You're looking for, let's say, Yashica FX3. I ordered one of those. I'll do a video on that. But a Yashica FX3. Before I ordered it, I did my research. It turns out that it's a good camera, solid camera, almost no problems with it from what I've seen so far. But the leatherette, it just falls apart. It's not good, and over the years, it's long story short, if you want to invest $10-15 into a new leatherette, covering, and you want to do a little DIY, you can find a cheap one there, and even though the person is selling it because it looks ugly and things are falling apart, you know what? I'll take a risk on that, buy it, and change the leatherette. Again, follow the channel. I'll have one video specifically on that. Yashica FX3 leatherette change. And then The light seal, almost 100%. Even this one here, I had to change the light seal. Even if it says tested, you will need to change the light seal unless it specifically says new light seals. Again, follow this channel. I have 3-4 videos on light seals. So that's online. So I hope you got how to do the online. Now thrifting, going to a thrift store and looking at it, you need to just pick it up and check the light seals. Check make sure the lens is smooth and turning. Check all the dials. Again, follow this channel. I'm gonna repeat everything, but check all the dials and make sure everything is working. Open it up. There's a film on this. Open it up and make sure the shutter curtain, when you crank it, it moves. That's very important. Sometimes everything looks great from outside, but from inside the shutter curtain doesn't move, doesn't turn. If it's metal or cloth, check for rust. Do your homework on that. And the lens. Sometimes the camera is great, but the lens is bad. You're willing to invest in a new lens, if it's really cheap, or vice versa. Sometimes the cameras, I bought some cameras went into the trash, but the lens was worth more than the camera. Sometimes you buy that, and you just keep the lens and get rid of the camera, or break it down and sell it for parts. I've done that too. One, through connections, I think your best bet, because it didn't change hands a lot. So again, that's my own point of view. But look behind me. I got now 21 35mm cameras, and 99.9% online, and one through, and then maybe 2 or 3 through a thrift store. Frankly, I had better experience online rather than the thrift store. Thrift store is just more expensive, and they just didn't know about cameras, etc. It's a enjoyable experience. You're gonna learn a lot because you're gonna research it and download the manual. Just type in whatever the camera is, like Yashica FX3 manual, and you're gonna get that and look through it. Maybe it's something. This camera is completely manual, and I don't want that. I want aperture priority, or I want shutter priority, or I want both. I want like the Canon A1, or the Nikon FG. Those two, I have them here. Or there's other, the Minoltas and other, but those specifically right now is like you can put them on P and program, and you just don't do anything. That's fun too. I mean, I'm an experienced photographer, but guess what? When I go out, I'm just stressed, and I just want to go. I don't have time to do focus. I mean, you have to focus on all of them anyway, but I don't want to adjust aperture and shutter speed. Put it on P and go to town. Yeah, there's times for that. Now, if you want something completely mechanical, that's a different story. That's how you learn photography, frankly, is getting frustrated the first few times. It's like, oh, why, adjust this, adjust that. Again, follow the channel. I'll have specific video on just aperture, not shutter, just I want to focus on aperture and how can you get blur and clear pictures and stuff like that. Anyways, I hope that you looking for one of these is a pleasant experience. It's up to you. You can pleasant, or you can make it a disaster, because if you get one and it just stuck shutter, or it's not working, you got the batteries upside down, and light meter is not working because you didn't do your homework, you didn't ask all the questions, and frankly, you didn't pay for what you're looking for. Sometimes people think, oh, I want to get the camera for $25. There's a 2-3% chance you're going to get a good camera for $25 or 25 pesos or 20 euros, but you get what you pay for, bottom line, in this or anything else, frankly. You want a good camera and less headache, and you don't have time to fiddle with what I just told you. It needs to be in the 100 to 200 range. You get above 200, you're going to get something first class. Because the seller, you test it, this. And some coming from Japan too. You get like 30, 40, sometimes half the price of the camera just in shipping. It is worth it. I got Canonet QL-G3, and this was beautiful, wrapped nicely. There was like $30, $40 into shipping, but guess what? You get what you pay for. Don't expect a $10 35 millimeter camera is going to function, and lower your expectations. Sometimes I sold some and people say, well, there's dust in the viewfinder. Almost 100% of these babies here, they have dust in the viewfinder, which doesn't affect photography. It doesn't. And it's hard to get, open the camera and fiddle with it and get the dust out. But some of them are good. Again, we're talking 20, 30, 40, 50, 60-year-old cameras. These, from 1960s up to the 2000s. So hopefully this session you learned a lot. And join us, subscribe. See you.